So officially, so many of the elder statesmen were ready to kill the party PDP. So whatsoever Wike is doing now, whatsoever Wike has done, is not strong enough. I love the fact that you mentioned that for governors to be leaving PDP, moving to APC, how many governors have we counted? It shows that PDP was actually in the seat of power for years.
Yes. And it was
even when opposition parties took over the last 8 years, they were still in power. They were still maintaining so many positions.
Like the whole of Sarsat was actually known for PDP.
You know what that means? They still had places in the north.
I thank God that the scholar said the PDP was not sincere to themselves, which I also said, leadership of the PDP. Let me tell you, that's where we talk of leadership of a political party. The leaders of a political party must be more than the candidates or whoever the aspirant. When Jonathan went to Atiku, and Atiku did not oblige, what was the move of the leadership of the party? The leadership of the party have all do you know the era of Ademola Akinloye as the chairman of MPN? You dare not say what you are not supposed to say. Or the time of UPN under Chief Awolowo.
Yeah.
These are people who will tell you this is what we need. All that time, it is not as if that an aspirant should be the one dictating for the party. That's the area I'm coming to save you. An aspirant is only somebody who is coming to use the party to propel his political ambition. So you are not the one that will dictate for the party. If the party says this is what the person we want, and they've done their calculation that this person can give us victory, no matter how big the aspirant, whether it's in the north or in the south, will be jettisoned. Let the parties has its own way. But unfortunately, what we are seeing these days is that one person goes into a political party and hijack the mercenaries of the party and not turn it to himself. So that's what is going to kill all the parties we have in Nigeria. Forget about PDP. PDP may go through this, and after all this turbulence, if PDP the leadership come back and be sincere to themselves, they may start from somewhere again. It may not be 2027. Let's take them out of 2027. But the biggest question now is, which party are we looking onto in 2027? Apart from the APC that we have been seeing, everybody is crossing into APC. Which other party are we looking onto? That's why Nigerians should not even support that every other other opposition party to completely go down the drain. Nigerians should be able to actually
service.
Yes.
Is it the fault of Nigerians? What can Nigerians do when elderly men are actually, they've reduced themselves to acting like children in the public? Did you actually watch the video of governors, sitting governors, either Bauchi or Oyo State, elder statesmen at the PDP secretariat? Did you see how they were kicking themselves? To chief executive officer of states being tear gassed by police?
The tear gas that is coming.
These men are not willing to actually share their sword, swallow their pride, to settle. Instead, they reduce themselves to indulge themselves in such frivolities.
No, the era of settlement, as in bringing in Wike and others, has passed.
It has passed.
They have made overture to Wike, which Wike keep giving conditions. That's where I'm talking about, Savior. Why will one person be giving condition to a political party that made you? You don't do that. Political party made you. They gave you a platform for you to excel. Now you have got it to that level that you are not giving conditions. Why will you be giving conditions? So every other person must dance to your tune. He said Atiku did not pick Wike as his running mate. Yes.
Before the running mate, see, Mr. Elvis, I want us to look at this, practically now. You were to be given something in the office, or you were to give your first son, something, and you decided to give your first daughter instead of your first son. Of course, you know that he will be unhappy because he expected it to come to him. I'm talking about the zoning to the south, which was the initial agreement of the PDP governors, and of course the National Working Committee. First, they said let it come to the south, either to the south or the southeast.
No,
let it come to the south. That was the agreement. How did Okowa, of former governor of Delta State, how did Diridoye of Bayelsa went into a closed-door meeting with some other people? They had meeting. Nobody knew what Atiku discussed with them. And all of a sudden, you people came back and said, oh, we are throwing it open to everybody, anybody that wants to contest. Now they are turning the word to say, oh, it was because they said it has to go to the east and it is Peter Obi. That's why Wike said, no, it has to be open. No, they threw it open. They made it open. Otherwise, Atiku should have acted as an elder statesman, not even bothering himself to say that he's collecting that ticket. Okay, now you know that you've actually offended someone. You have an aggrieved person in your midst. You know his level of capacity in that party. After Tambuwa did what he did, at the primaries in Abuja. Now you are now the presidential, candidate. What took you so long for picking Wike? Guess what? Don't forget that Atiku played a mind game. If you remember, I was in Abuja in that particular period, and Atiku visited Wike. Did you remember,
yes,
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Let me tell you. He
visited Wike. Why would you do that to lead someone on? Instead, you went ahead to pick Ukowa because you had disagreements.
No, listen. Wike was so much of Wike stood on the ground that zoning ought to come to the south.
But after they settled.
No, listen, and he lost that primaries.
Okay.
He lost that primaries as a result of Tambuwa's merging.
Yeah.
Okay. If Wike is sincere to himself, you said it must be south. And that is, and you lost the primary. A northern person picked it. Why was he seeking the position of a running mate? Because the same northern person whom he was.
Because that was what they put on the table for him. To actually console him.
Let me tell you.
This were the things they had. Wike said all of this outside.
This were the problem. Wike ought not to even concede to that level. One, the political party themselves, the leadership of the political party, the leadership of the PDP ought not to. They should have stood their ground and said, no, this is our arrangement. Go to the north, 8 years after the north, you go to the south. No matter the manipulation of Tambuwa and Atiku, PDP should have buy into it. They should have buy into it. That was where the problem began with PDP. The PDP leadership would have stood their ground. Even if they lost that election, they would have lost the election on a credible ground that it is because we adhere to our own zonist formula, which we all agree to, the leadership of the PDP and the founding fathers. That's why we lost the election. They would have had a say. That's number one for the leaders. That's why I keep saying the leadership of PDP brought them to this level we are.
Yeah.
Then for Wike, who was actually against the candidature of Atiku, now wanting a deputy, an assistant, a vice president to Atiku, that's not leadership. He has not played the role of a leadership politician in that manner. He should have also stand his ground that, oh, I lost these primaries because there was a conspiracy between Tambuwa and Atiku. That's why I lost this election, and I'm glad because the conspiracy actually led to the PDP jettisoning their own agreement. Yes. So Wike would have been standing a bigger ground. I would have loved that, and I would have respected him. But for Wike to be making phone calls, with something Siminalayi saying he made phone calls severally because he now became so interested in vice president. The same person who is against why a northern person should become the candidate. Now he now began to make phone call. How far? Have you spoken to Oga? How far? So what is Oga saying? He saw that.
But they came to him first.
This is politics. This is politics. Let me tell you. We saw when Tinubu was going to contest. He went to Ota to go and see Baba Obasanjo on Ota. Politicians will always do that.
Of course.
He went to Jonathan. They are not in the same political.
They call it consultation.
This consultation. Yeah. So even you, Savior, if we want to contest election, we have every Wednesday we always have attack on this studio when I'm with you. I don't think if you become presidential candidate, you want me to be your vice. You may not want it. Every presidential candidate wants a vice that will be loyal to him. Wike won't be loyal to him. So he went for somebody he believes. After all, he still picked his
someone from the south.
Running mate from South. Forget about it that they lost the election. Losing the election is
So if I may ask you, Mr. Davis, are you in support of this zoning system in Nigeria, or you just?
I'm not in support of it, but the level of our political maturity, Savior, we just need something like that to calm the situation. We'll still get to a level where we're talking of meritocracy, the best from any part of Nigeria. In 1993 election, when during the time of SDP, where we have MK Abiola and King Gibe. Nobody was talking about, oh, let it go to the south, let it go to the north. Do you understand? We even that election was mostly tickets. Nobody was talking about it. We saw the two candidates that, no, this work will move Nigeria forward. Nigerian voted. Do you understand? But the level we are now, where nepotism is playing a big role in our politics. You discover that any president that comes in now, he picks all his father, his younger brother, younger sister, cousin, uncle, nephew, and put them in Aso Rock. Those are the best persons in Nigeria. We have seen that's what is playing out now. As it is now, let this kind of system begin to. We'll get into that maturity where we say, no, we don't need this. I think we have gone past this. We've gone past this. Everybody will now be saying, why don't you pick such person? Whether it's from the north or from the south. The political awareness, this advocacy has to continue. We have to begin to talk to people who are behind us, who will be interested in politics. Come, let's not play the politics that we played. This is our own era. And this era, this politician has spoiled it for us. Honestly, they spoiled it. Because it is an era that we don't encourage, the best any longer. We now bring in mediocres because he's close to you. He knows the president or he knows somebody who is in power, who is able to connect them. But as it is, let us still be doing this way. You know, it's not a constitutional thing. It's just an arrangement. Yeah. Just an arrangement, just to coil down the polity, you know, the harshness of the polity, so that everybody can feel belong. If it goes to the north, let the north pack in their people. It comes to the south, let the south pack in their people. So anybody that is even saying now, Tinubu has populated Aso Rock with Lagos boys, forget about it. Buhari did it. It's none of an issue. But let us begin to move the country forward. But I know with time, all these things will also fizzle out. We'll now begin to talk of whether it is not that stays there for 12 years. It's not an issue. Whether it's south that stays there for 12 years, provided that the bidding of Nigerians is done.
Okay. Mr. Ives, I love the fact that we've actually, touched every major areas as regards to this conversation, that of the PDP. PDP is really going through so much, of course, we know that. But let's talk about the two wonderful guys that actually stepped out. One went this way, the other one went this route.
Yes.
It's just like you and I, leaving this office, and one goes there, one goes there.
Exactly.
But it's okay. So, what is your take as regards to PDP's situation? First, what steps should PDP take to mitigate the damage caused by the defection and rebuild its credibility?
The damage is much as it is now because we are seeing more governors leaving. Let me even tell you, whether governor leaves or not, it's not even an issue. If PDP was actually able to settle their home today, the governors have only one vote. The governor, forget about it, Obi never had any governor when he has how many million votes? 6 million votes last time when in the election. Yeah. Never had even a councillor. So the next 2027 general election, if we have a formidable political party that Nigerians can rally around, it's going to be between Nigerians and APC, not a political party. So as it is, I'm not worried about governors are leaving. I'm not really worried. I'm only worried that when the governors eventually leaves and there is no that credible opposition that Nigeria can say, okay, we want to stand behind this opposition and fight APC. That's only my worry. So I love the fact that Governor Adeleke moved to Accord Party. Let us begin to test ground. We tested ground in 2023. Labour Party threw up. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's not even look at the so-called ADC. Because what happened in PDP will still happen in ADC. We're going to see more when it comes to sharing of power, when it comes to start picking tickets.
They already sent a message to Peter Obi. They told him that if the only option that is given to them, is that they should declare their zoning, how the zoning would be for ADC, that they have not gotten there yet.
Yes.
They don't have it on their table.
Yes.
That they are trying to, stabilize the party and all of that. That Obi should just relax. If he cannot declare now.
Yes, that's where we are going to have issues. Because look at it, Saviour. Governor Adeleke has gone to Accord Party. Why don't some people also build Accord Party? You can also build it. We saw Ojus Okalu sometimes in Abia State. He built PPA.
Yeah.
You understand? Where is those ones? Why do we allow political party to come up and die? And at the end of the day, everybody is going one way. Let's also build some other parties that have whether name or no name. Now, you see, if one credible person goes into a political party today in Nigeria, Nigerians believe in that person, Nigeria will tell the lie and forget about others. That's the only way I'm looking at. I just love the courage of the Governor Adeleke for going to Accord Party. He never went to APC. Then we saw Tinubu alone built AC. that came to ACN before the man merged to APC. Why would somebody else do such thing? Tinubu built ACN that merged with APC to form a CPC to form APC. Now, if the political dynasty of Governor Adeleke and his family can fester so well in Osun State and also be able to build Accord. You know, Accord has been a political party that between Oyo, even the present governor for your state contested another Accord before under when the now Olubadan was the chairman of.
So I was told that
yes,
the Olubadan now.
Ladoja. So
yes.
they even have some legislators. Let somebody also pick up a political party and nurture it. It may not just be at that national level. Everybody is looking at presidency. If you have a political party that is ruling a state today, for instance, from councillor to chairmanship of a local government, chairman of local government, and even the state executive, that's the State House of Assembly, and the governor, that state can be doing well on its own. And if the people see what that governor or that political party is doing well in that state, it can spread to other parties. Say, go and look at what Accord is doing.
Just like Alex Oti is doing.
Yes, go and look at what Accord is doing in Osun. So we need more of that. Not this. Let me tell you, this hula baloo, this fantasy of everybody going to APC, it will soon crumble. It will not continue. By the time we get to 2027, when we start picking tickets, when we start talking of aspirants coming into political party, you will see what will happen to APC.
Yes, so I was about going there. That what's going to happen to all of these APC's gains?
It is only one man that is directing the shots in APC. I'm telling you.
Do you think Fubara is safe by joining APC?
No, I mean, it's not safe. He's just looking for where to manage up this 2 years that is left. I'm not sure he's going to get the ticket back. But it was a miscalculation on this. So for me, if Fubara should have aligned with the people and not the party, he should align because the people gave him a lot of support. PDP was not with him when he had that crisis. Yes, I understand. Even if PDP say it's pitiful, forget about it. PDP was never with him. But the Rivers people were with Fubara all throughout that period. So for me, if I were Fubara, I would have loved to stay by the people, my own people, not even for 2027 general election. He can decide to come back again in the future. He's still a young man. He can decide to come. Forget about it. Let him just sacrifice this. Let them have this. He may come back in another party. Say, no, during his time, he did so well. Let us give him time. We saw this late Abubakar, that was Kogi State. You know, he ran under in 1993 as governor of Kogi. You know, that truncated election, that 1993. But he came back that day and he won election again before he died. You know, before he was not sworn in before he died. Because he has built a political platform that people could believe in him. That's what I was expecting. He can just ease himself out. He can ease himself out after this 2027 and say, okay, I've done my best, but I'm still with the people. His popularity will remain with people. Not going to APC. He's just like, oh no, we already know. He actually like betrayed all the people that were with him. To me,
saying, for rounding off now, some people were actually saying that maybe this was the reason why the first lady had issues with with Governor Adeleke because they already knew that he was going to move.
That issue he had with Adeleke is even making Adeleke to be much more popular. Yes, because the first lady, that's her office. The office of the first lady is not constitutionally recognized. It's just that the president just imposed it on us. So for a first lady to walk out and go and accusing a sitting governor, an executive governor elected by the people, the chief executive of the state. No. I think she actually brought down the focus of that house.
Finally, for your final thoughts as we leave now, do you think the APC will be able to consolidate its power, in the region gained from the PDP? And what challenges might it face?
The challenges is that as the governors are going in, APC will want to retain the governors because they want to retain the state. But APC cannot retain all the other political structures along with the governor, especially House of Assembly.
Because you remember Taraba?
Yes.
Taraba, the whole member.
Yes. House of Assembly. There are some people now, because their law is that as soon as the governor comes, he becomes the leader. Nobody is querying that. But there have been people who have been holding this party before the governor just came in accidentally and became the leader. And these people that have been holding the party have also political followers who are also interested in one or two positions. How, by the time they start doing calculation on how to settle everybody, okay, you came in, Savior, with your group as the governor. I have been there. I have my boys who have been supporting me all this while. And I promised some of them that I'm going to get ticket for House of Assembly. You're going to get ticket for chairmanship of local government and all that. Then by the time you came in, you are coming in with all your supporters now. Hijack my own. It will not go down too well. That's where I'm going to see some cracks coming into APC as we get closer to 2027.
Okay.